Greetings fellow Flight Simmer and welcome to the reaction review with me, Gripper Sim. One of the most important things that flight simulator developers should realise is the abundance of third-party developers allowed to work on third-party add-ons such as extra aircraft, plugins and other goodies to complement the base flight simulator. What would X-Plane, P3D, Flight Sim X be without third-party developers? For example, the standard aircraft in X-Plane, P3D and FSX are pretty basic in all fairness. It's the third-party add-ons that keep them popular and alive with an abundance of extra content to complement the flight simulator. You can get any aircraft you can think of on these flight simulators, due only to third parties designing new and old historical aircraft, including up-to-date study-level aircraft. Although Flight Simulator 2020's standard aircraft look pretty damn good at the moment, there are not many aircraft in it yet. But have a guess on how many third-party companies and developers are working on Flight Simulator 2020 third-party content right now. You may be surprised at the answer coming up after this. The development update for the 14th of May just gone, so they have released Alpha 3, and with Alpha 3 they've also released the Boeing 747-8i, and straight away they talk about the known issues. Most of the known issues are with the flight management system and the guidance systems, i.e. the autopilot. There are some issues with displays, there's some missing graphics in the cockpit, but not a lot. So it's going to start like the A320 did. It's going to be quite buggy, but they know that and they're well aware of that. The graphics, for example, a place card is missing in the windshield center pillar, things like that. So there are some plane specific changes and improvements made, with starting with the A320, which started out like the 747 and now is being improved quite considerably apparently, and they've made quite a lot of improvements to that. Other aircraft changes is the TBM 930, the G58, the DA62, the DR400, Cessna 152, the X-Cub and the Cessna 172 Garmin 1000. 7,600 generic airports have been updated and improved. Wow, that's quite a considerable number. Obviously, Microsoft are working quite hard in the background. There's obviously a lot going on as to what we can see in their updates. In any case, there are several improvements to the Alpha peripherals, multiplayer, the user interface. There are apparently some difficulties with the user interface with regards to simplicity, and they have many known issues, etc. But more alpha invitations have been sent out, so do let me know in the comments if you've got an alpha invitation. Now, this is the part I was interested in, the SDK update, Software Development Kit update. I read only the first paragraph as not to bore you to tears. So the SDK update. Our focus on the SDK development has been intensified in recent weeks, and the SDK is getting more mature as we improve it based on the feedback we receive from third-party developers. We are now in contact with more than 200 companies, and over 400 developers have access to the SDK. So this is what I was saying earlier on. The simulators have been released in the past, but they wouldn't let anyone else develop anything for it. So therefore, it was just left with standard aircraft, and the flight sim just died. So this means that Microsoft 2020 will be able to expand beyond its original programming. Okay, that wasn't so funny. Anyway, this is a picture of the 747-8i cockpit which was sent to us in this update. Most simmers are slightly intimidated on how to use the flight management computer on these commercial jets. So I took it upon myself to try and dispel this mystery the last 2 weeks, and have made a tutorial on the flight management systems in a 737-800 on X-Plane 11. All flight management systems are pretty much the same and use the exact same data, so I hope this tutorial will assist you in being able to navigate these commercial aircraft from A to B. There is a link to this video in the upper right hand side of your screen, and I've also left a link on the end screen of this video. For now, I leave you with the rest of the pictures we received with this update.
Our goal with multiplayer was to provide users with a new experience that would bring all the pilots on the planet together in one shared online world. You have the option to enable real-time traffic. Multiplayer traffic can also be tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of planes, hundreds of thousands of planes.